and after she took off her bra, she started twirling
That's
around.
when it got really interesting.
Man, I'm telling you,
we're live.
Kid you not, man.
Guys, we're live. We're live.
What
are you doing, man?
Yeah, what's shaking YouTubenites? Welcome to the Cover Price Shaker Show for May 15. The Offer Abyss is opening wide because, I mean, why else would we need a full house tonight? That's what's up, guys. So settle in. Get yourself a cold one. Let's fire up the ones and twos. Y'all ready?
Oh, man.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
That's what's up, Derek. I don't disagree with you. If you want to send us a video of you freestyle rapping or something, feel free to send it over. But guys, welcome in. Welcome in. We've got the Shaker Show tonight. You know how we do it over on the Shakers? We bring you the books that we least expect to even hear about. We end up in the Offer Abyss, and we bring you guys the best damn crew that exists on the YouTube scene. All here tonight. We've got Chris, JB, and Marty. So I'm super excited to kick it with the boys tonight. Let's go around the horn before we kick off the list. Chris, say what's up.
You guys know that I had a long day at work when I haven't changed out of my work polo. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even get time to go put on a t-shirt to relax. It's just one of those weeks. One of those weeks is right after one of those weeks again and again and again. It's like Groundhog Day up in here, man. What is up with that? Jeez. But hey, Lando, I'm telling your wife that you're obsessed with that DJ girl. Okay?
I am, dude.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna say, hey, you better watch out. If you go to a club, might be a problem.
If you see that DJ, you might want to walk the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, I'm happy to be here. And some good news for all of you who are wary of the Offer Abyss. You got a couple good chances tonight. There are some low ratios, and there's at least one regular cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, interested to see what's on the list tonight. JB, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, thanks for having me on tonight. I had to wear my Doctor Strange because I was thinking of Tim. I've been thinking about Tim a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for having me on tonight. Great list. I do think there may be one, but this is definitely an offer list. I mean, when you hear the first three, you're going to be like, get out of here with that.
Yeah. I think it's probably a one for list.
Yeah, I see a one for me at least. But then again, I have no idea what's on the list because I haven't written anything. So I'm actually I'm gonna know this tonight.
He's reading it cold. Cue it up, everybody.
I'm going cold tonight, but this is just a read for me
every single week. Oh, just way too much.
He was way too busy telling us that story that kicked off the show.
Yeah, man.
I know, man. It was
mind blowing,
dude.
By the way. We need to hear how that ends because it was just getting good.
Oh, you got it. I'll have to.
Yeah, but Marty, you were missed. You weren't on the top 10 this week, but you're back tonight. So we're super happy, man. How was your week so far?
Oh man, my week has been busy as always. But I had an opportunity this night to come on, talk some comic books. I'm surprised about this list too, because I'm going to be surprised because I've actually read through this list, but this is going to be new to me. But we're going to have a good time reading it, nevertheless. Also, I'm wearing my Lords of the Long Box shirt, and once again, just like JB, I've been thinking about Tim too. And so I, always blessings to him and always thinking about him. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't all be gathered here like this. So
Exactly.
thank you for joining us, guys, out in the chat right there. I see you guys, see your messages. I definitely appreciate your guys' comments, and I love it. You guys make me laugh all the time. But we're in for a good show, I think. Anytime we have JB, Dr. Yo-Yo, and Lando hosting, man, this is going to get out of control. Once again, what do we always call it? A sausage fest here and there?
It's a sausage fest. And then JB reminds us at the end, even though it's a sausage fest, we had a good time, right? That's how it is.
Good time, man.
We are bound to go over, so buckle
Yeah.
up, go grab yourself a drink, and get ready.
Oh, and by the way, the shirt, Lords of the Long Box, thanks to Geeky Swag Shop, you can purchase your
You know
own
what?
over there as well.
For the 1 year anniversary, we need to get them to open that up again, so people can purchase a few more of those.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there you have it. There you have it, Rudy. It's funny that JB and Marty were saying that, lately he's in their thoughts. He's in all of our thoughts, to be honest. We've been talking about this for a little bit because we're getting very close to 1 year since, unfortunately, TiVo left us. And I don't know, man, we are cooking up some ideas back and forth. So be on the lookout. We'll definitely let everybody know if something does.
And we're open to suggestions, so reach out to us on the
Yeah,
social media
and
platforms.
me and Lando, we talked about this, I think, about a month ago too.
Yep.
And we actually talked about this and kind of brainstormed a few ideas about what we can do just to kind of honor his memory, because it's coming up on, I believe, the 27th or 28th.
Yep.
And so, we kind of played around with the idea. We might do a little something, or we might just do something live and just have people come in and just pay their respects and honor him.
Yeah.
And keep it more, more lively, because we're paying tribute as opposed to, like how it was last time, everybody, it was really solemn. So something like this, just pay tribute, happy things, if people want to come in and share, some good time stories and memories, something within that nature.
I
That's what
kind of
we're
want
looking at.
I want to look back at some of the books that Tim spec'd on and see how they did. You know what I mean? Like that would be fun too. But tons of ideas. We shall definitely work on something, and we'll keep you guys posted. But for tonight, we're here to bring you guys the Shakers list. So let's kick it off, guys. All right. Now, the list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shaker list. The list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. Now, these books are in no particular order outside of just alphabetical order. So let's see what some of those hot books that sold this week went for. To kick it off, Chris, what do we got for the first Shaker?
Shaker number one, we have Aliens versus Avengers number one. This is the Mark Brooks Virgin Variant 1 in 100 ratio by Marvel Comics in 2024. The highly anticipated collision between the alien universe and Earth's mightiest heroes has delivered more than a wild crossover. It has birthed some of the most buzz-worthy variants of 2024. Aliens vs. Avengers number one features the debut of Miles Morales' xenomorph symbiote alien costume, and the 1 in 100 Virgin variant has rocketed to the top of the collector want list, probably because the original cover with all that crap around this art looks terrible, but this one's badass. The heat behind this comic is undeniable, with a new all-time high sale of $500 for a CGC 9.8. 3 more CGC 9.8s previously moved for $400 a piece. Since the August release last year, this book has logged over 60 aftermarket sales, showing that demand hasn't just spiked, it has sustained. The story itself is a big deal, written by Jonathan Hickman and with art by Esad Ribic. The 4-part series brings the lethal xenomorphs to Earth for a no-holds-barred showdown with the Avengers. But it's the new Miles hybrid design, a terrifying fusion of the symbiote and the xenomorph, that has fans speculating on long-term significance. This book checks all the boxes: a rare incentive ratio, first appearance of a major character redesign, superstar creators, and a jaw-dropping cover. Combine that with consistent sales and the rising slab value, it is clear that this one is not slowing down. Alien and Marvel fans alike should take note. This is not just a crossover, it is a contender.
Yeah, man.
Ooh. All right. Can I go first on this one?
Of
There's a
course.
couple of things.
Of course.
One, I think this cover is fantastic. I love it. I do agree in the Virgin, it must be way better than the trade. But there was a comment in the chat by C. Chavez. Can
Yep.
you highlight that one?
This one?
And no, a little bit farther up. And this is something that bugs me sometimes.
Uh,
This doesn't happen in this book.
yeah.
That bugs me, man.
I'm not
What
finding it.
does?
This event doesn't happen in this book.
Oh no! It's
there.
A xenomorph. Yeah, there is no Venom versus xenomorph in the story.
It would be cool as hell if it did, but man, pretty nice book, pretty nice cover.
It's a
We
good-
start
it's a
the
good
show with
read.
a 1 in 100. That gives you the clue as where we're going, folks. Tonight we start it with a 1 in 100.
Well,
I think it's a good read, honestly. And even though it's obviously a beautiful cover. Anything Mark Brooks does, I mean, absolutely very well done. Great lines on that. Definitely a cover buy, but nevertheless, still a good read on the inside.
and Venom is the symbiote, right? The symbiote makes an appearance. It is on Miles Morales. You don't find out until the end of the book. So it's a little bit of a twist of the cover. Venom here is how we know Venom, but in the universe that this is taking place, the Venom symbiote is attached to Miles and doesn't look like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, you do get the appearance of the xenomorph suit at the end of the issue, like you were just saying, Chris. So, you do see that, but I know when it comes to first suit appearances, they don't tend to hold, no matter what the character is. But it is very interesting to see that Mark Brooks cover doing so well, the 1 in 100 on the aftermarket, man. It's a wicked cover, dude. Immediately when I saw it on FOC, this was a must grab for myself in the wonderful trade, I want to say, guys. I know I'm in the minority here, but it does look better as a Virgin. I got to give it that, man. It looks way better in the Virgin. Like, I like that they put the 20th Century Fox thing on it. Like it kind of gives you that nostalgic vibe to it. You know what I mean? When it comes to aliens, but yeah, otherwise, very
Lando,
interesting.
Please play the Boo This Man clip.
Oh, don't boo me. Don't boo me.
Why? Why boo? Why boo?
Because he prefers the trade cover, and that's
Oh,
wrong.
you want to
That
play?
opinion is wrong.
I didn't say I prefer it. I said it is nice. It's. I'll just boo myself.
Boo this man!
It's been booed. But
Speaking of within this universe, the Xenomorph, have you guys seen the new trailer for the Predator series coming out soon?
No, I have
there's
not.
a live action and there's also an animation coming out in the future here shortly in the near future, man. And I don't know if you guys seen the previews, but man, exciting things coming up with that.
I have not. I didn't even know they were doing that.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
There's this great meme going around. That's got,
Yes, Jonathan, Badlands. I appreciate. Yeah, absolutely, Badlands. That's the name of it.
There's this great meme that's going around about Predator, where it's like Predator looking at somebody, and you see the heat inflammation in their elbows, in their spine, in their knees, in their neck. And the Predator is like, no challenge, he will die on his own. That's my
Oh, that's
okay?
great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's absolutely me right now.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, to my knowledge, like I said, I read the book. I know the suit is white. That was the Xenomorph. So that's what we see at the end of the issue. So all that to say, very interesting to see that this is still doing very well since its release. Aliens versus Avengers #1, the Mark Brooks Virgin variant, which is a 1 in 100 ratio incentive by Marvel from 2024, has a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $500. So JB, blow our minds with this one, please.
Well, we go from a 1 in 100 to a 1 in 1,000. But before we do that, man, the Predator animated is going to be titled Killer of Killers. That
Really?
sounds cool, man. That sounds cool.
Nice.
All right. At #2, we've got Brzrkr issue #1, the John Boy Myers variant, the Keanu Reeves signature version, folks. The signature version on a 1 in 1,000. Originally published in 2021. Now, Keanu Reeves is known far and wide for being one of the kindest and respected actors in cinema today. His projects have huge followings, everything from John Wick to the original Matrix series. He also lends his voice to iconic children's characters like Duke Kaboom and Shadow of Sonic 3, and even appeared as a disembodied floating head tumbleweed Sage in the SpongeBob movie. Now, his latest comic and soon to be Netflix live film has been making headlines since it debuted. From the iconic actor to the iconic director, Justin Lee of Fast and Furious franchise, the film has a ton of hype behind it. Now, on top of that, this book showcases a phenomenal cover by John Boy Myers, which is also an astounding 1 in 1,000 incentive cover. Now, the unsigned CGC 9.8 book sells in upwards of $1,700.
Wow.
But this signed book recently sold for a mind-blowing new all-time high of basically $8,000. For a CGC 9.8. Now, hold on, you ready to have your mind blown? Remember, this is a 1 in 1,000. There are currently 387 signed CGC 9.8 copies on the census.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord. Make this one if any more will make big sales as we get more news on the film. But hold on. If it's a 1 in 1,000 and there's 387 of these on the census, how many freaking copies of this book were sold?
Oh, dude, there were so many. So many.
387,000 right there.
Wow. Absolutely wow. Beautiful cover. I absolutely agree that this is a beautiful placement of the signature as well. I mean, John Boy Myers, huge fan of him, man. I've got actually a few things signed from him at conventions. And, man, but to pay, I love me some Keanu, but 8,000, man.
Yeah.
Big money. Big money, man. I don't know. What are we paying for here? Right?
A slightly used Kia.
Still on these Kias, man.
Slightly used Kia. Yeah.
I gotta bring it back. Sorry.
Talk about some expendable income right there, dude.
There are
308. How many copies of this were printed? Of Brzrkr #1 and all the different covers.
oh my god. There are 73 different covers of Brzrkr.
70. Oh my god.
Okay.
Seriously, is there a count of how many copies of Brzrkr right now? If you're watching on the rewind and you've got this type of knowledge just floating around in your head, first, what's wrong with you? But two, go ahead and drop that in the chat. If you're in the live, you can
how
look
many?
that up.
Yeah, how many variants are of Brzrkr
Said
is there
70
out there?
73 variants.
Jesus, man.
Technically 74 because you've got 1,000 of these that are signed. So I mean it's nuts. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know how many are signed because it's not 1 of 1,000. It's 1 in 1,000. So that means that in order to get this cover not signed, you had to order 1,000 copies.
That's crazy.
Of Brzrkr #1.
Right, exactly. So you're gambling to see if people are going to buy 1,000 or so copies of that A book,
Yeah. So there's
I wonder how many copies of Brzrkr are in LCS's back rooms right now. How many copies of Brzrkr #1 do you have in your back room right now if you're in LCS?
I'm certain the first prints, man. There's got to be tons and tons out there, but like it's crazy to see the ratios. First, I gotta say, John Boy Myers is just amazing. I love his work. Everybody knows how gung ho I can go over some of his artwork, but seeing the signed copy going for this much, $7,999. Like Marty was saying, Keanu is a great guy. He does signatures, here and there. He was at Terrificon last year. He popped up surprisingly.
What did he charge? What did he charge at Terrificon?
It was free. It was free.
$3,000 or what?
No, it was free. Like
free.
Yeah, free to the first
$3,000.
Yeah.
$3,000. He's
$3,000.
free
Yeah.
signature.
Yeah, dude. He literally showed up because I think
Wow.
his band was playing in town in Connecticut, and he just swung by and he's like, "Hey, I'll do signatures for the first 100 people who line up in the morning." And that's what he did, man. They capped it off at 100 people. I unfortunately missed that. But yeah, man, Keanu's a great guy. Baba Yaga.
Don't tell me you were like 103,
Baba Yaga.
right? You're like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, dude, I was way out of line. But
Yeah. Did you finally see the ballerina?
Can you imagine
trailer?
the guy who was 101 and they cut it off at 100 and he's like, what? Come on.
Dude, that would have sucked so bad. Oh my god. But anyways, guys, Brzrkr #1, the John Boy Myers variant signed by Keanu Reeves and is a 1 in 1,000 ratio. This came out by Boom Studios back in 2021, and it had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $7,999. Marty, what do we got up next?
Yeah, man, this is a beautiful J. Scott Campbell cover. Number 3 is Bubblegum #1. J. Scott Campbell, Aspen Store, Customer Appreciation, Aspen 2017. The Customer Appreciation variant of Aspen Comics Bubblegum #1 might have slipped by most collectors when it first dropped. Still, more and more collectors continue to discover this comic. This J. Scott Campbell cover was limited to just 200 copies and only available through Aspen Store as a freebie with qualifying purchases back in 2017. Its slow print run, iconic cover, artist, and distribution method that kept it out of most hands give this book all the markings of a modern ghost. Nowadays, with how tapped in collectors have become, opportunities like this sell out almost instantly. A raw near-mint copy just sold for $150, which is even higher than the last graded 9.8 sale. We have On Record, which is a massive indicator that raw copies are getting tougher to spot. For fans of Campbell's work especially, this is an incredible fun one to add to the collection while you still can. Wow. Beautiful. I didn't even know this existed.
I am muted. J. Scott Campbell. What do you guys think of you know what? This one, since we can't see the rest of her legs, she might be proportioned pretty okay. Now, if he was drawing the rest of her, she'd be like 7 foot tall.
He does a really good job with females, J. Scott Campbell, and I love his work, to be honest with you. But I'm not a big fan of how he does male characters, except for Spider-Man. He does a good Spider-Man, but then again, a lot of his characters he draw are very thin, statured and everything. I think that's why a lot of people take more to female characters than they do the male characters, especially when he comes out with anything like this.
Yeah. This outfit's outrageous. Look at her costume, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm liking it, man.
I was gonna say there's 2 extra wonderful
bubble windows, or was it called bubble gun? No, sorry.
Yeah, bubble gun.
Bubble gun. Yeah. There's 3 bubbles going on right there in my eyes. I don't know. Lando, what do you see?
That's exactly what I was saying. Is there's some very impressive bubble gums going, but Chris, these are totally up your alley as well, right? That's covers.
I'm just I'm looking at the logo in the upper hand corner, and that smiley face looks like a Homestar Runner character, like from Strong Bad. If anybody remembers Strong Bad, I think like Bubs. Yeah. It looks like Bubs from Homestar Runner, and it's all I can see. It's all I can see is that.
It's so funny. But yeah, man, J. Scott Campbell fans, dude, I saw somebody in the chat saying, where's Long Short for this one? And yeah, I do agree. This is totally up his alley. But it is still another impressive book to make the list because it's a cover of J. Scott Campbell that I have never seen before. And with that being said, guys, Bubblegum #1, J. Scott Campbell, the Aspen Store Customer Appreciation variant by Aspen in 2017 had a top sale for a raw near mint at $150. Now this, Chris, is totally up my alley.
Yeah, and I think that this is the one that's going to get people on the list, potentially. We're not talking about a ratio. We're not talking about some limited edition. We're not talking about double negative foil pulled from the negative zone. We are talking about Modern Warfare number 2. Modern Warfare 2, Ghost number 1 by DC Comics in 2009. And this is, everybody say it with me, a video game comic. Video gamers, longtime gamers, know that while one-off greats games tend to come and go, there are a handful of series that are evergreen. They withstand the test of time and they transcend to a historical status. These franchises tend to span multiple console generations. Xbox, PlayStation, Sega Genesis. That's right. Infinity Ward's Call of Duty has become one such franchise since its inception in 2003. Probably not for the original Sega Genesis, though. With over, I want to see that. I want to see a Sega Genesis version of Call of Duty. With over 20 games in its mainline catalog, Call of Duty is one of the game's most synonymous first-person shooter style games. In 2009, Infinity Ward released a sequel to their wildly popular Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The game was massively successful and well received critically, minus some controversy about optional missions. And with that success came various Modern Warfare 2 themed media. One such piece of media was a short comic series focused around one of the game's campaign characters, Simon, aka Ghost Riley. Ghost was an extremely popular character that resonated with players who enjoyed his personality. This week, the first issue of that series hit an all-time high when a near mint raw copy sold for $250.
Wow.
Topping all previous sales of the issue that even come close to the all-time high sale of $310 for a CGC 9.9. This is a notable sale, considering that we have covered variants of this book in the past, but now it appears that the original vanilla cover A of the book is gaining some serious traction. Call of Duty continues to be a force in the gaming world, and as we've seen many times on the Shaker list, video game-based books and the variant covers that come with them can always generate quite the buzz with the right buyer on the right platform and with the right amount of time on their hands. Happy hunting.
All right. Did anybody in the chat say that they had this? Because let me just give you, this was your best chance, man. We started with a 1 in 100. We went to a 1 in 1,000. Then we went to a customer appreciation, and now we are just at a regular cover A.
Yep.
This was your chance, folks.
Well, I think we've almost covered every type of comic that
Right?
exists.
When was
But
the last time you had a regular old cover A on the Shakers list?
yeah.
It wasn't like a golden age or silver age key. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think they could have gotten it with the first one, with the Mark Brooks cover, man.
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
true.
I think that was more
Oh, yeah.
attainable than this one, to be honest with you.
You think the one
The-
in 100 was
because
more
I
attainable?
have a copy of that. I remember when that actually came out. That's been on the list before in the past, if you guys don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean the 1 in 100 now hitting $500 for that Alien versus Avengers.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is obviously way more attainable and more appealing to somebody like myself. Everybody knows I like video game books, but Call of Duty, Chris, kind of like you said, man, it's one of those franchises when it comes to video games that is going to stand the test of time. It's been around for so many years. Ghost, the character, is actually one of the more badass characters within the Call of Duty franchise. I think everybody's very familiar with the meme also going around where he's just sitting in the car in the latest Call of Duty game. But
I got a quick one. Can someone on the panel, maybe not quick, can someone on the panel maybe explain to the chat, and if you're watching on the rewind, why we say that this is published by DC, but on the book, you see it says something different. It says WS? What?
Wildstorm.
Wildstorm. So what was Wildstorm in regards to DC?
So Wildstorm was, I think it splintered off from Image at some point, and it became acquired by DC, similar to how Malibu was acquired by Marvel way back in the 90s. I will check my notes on that, but I believe that that's the case.
Well, it says Jim Lee owned Wildstorm. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm reading from the chat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Just so you guys are aware, basically, Wildstorm became a publishing imprint of DC Comics, and that was in 1998, confirmed, guys, by Google. So just putting that
Hey
out.
guys, hold on. Let me just spell it out for you guys real quick.
Fill it in. Fill
So
it in.
Wildstorm was actually a part of DC, owned by Jim Lee. So there you go.
But
Wow.
but Wildstorm was also part of Image original.
Yeah.
So it was Jim Lee's production company under Image, split from Image, acquired by DC.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Dropping the knowledge right here on the Cover
Absolutely.
Price Show.
You know, I'm a huge fan of Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. I played it on the PS2 when it originally first came out back in the days, right? And to the PS3 and 4. But my favorite part of it is definitely killing zombies, man. Big fan of killing some zombies.
Yeah. Dude, zombies was my jam, man. Like when it first came out, that's all I was doing. Then after they started to bring forth Easter eggs within the zombie hunts, the zombie waves. There was so many things. The game has evolved so much, and then there's been a weird period of time where it kind of felt like a little exaggerated, very strange. Like there was like, I don't know, it got weird. But it seems they've gone back to some of their roots. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the latest game most enjoyable. But Ghost is one of the more badass characters, like I said, and I think this book is amazing. Call of Duty fans, if you don't have this, I could imagine this being a book that you would want. So, guys, with that, Modern Warfare 2 Ghost number 1, Federico Dall'Ocio. It's Dall'Ocio. Look at that. Regular cover by DC from 2009. Top sale, raw near mint, $250. JB, you want to tell us what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. So, real quick, everybody, that was your chance. Remember, we started with a 1 in 100, then we went to a 1 in 1,000, then we did a customer appreciation, then we did that cover A, and now this. And if you got this,
whoa,
I want proof of life.
Oh my God.
All right, next up, we've got narrative illustration, the story of the comics. There's no number, and this was originally published in 1942 from EC. Now, this rare historical document is one of the earliest essays on comic books, incorporating both text and comic book portions to provide the history of comics and sequential art up to 1942, the year of its publication. This thing starts with cave drawings, scratched and painted with stones and vegetable coloring. Now, these types of drawings are considered to be man's first attempt to depict an idea, story, and represent the beginning of painted storytelling, and are the forefathers of today's comic strips. That's right, cave drawings. Now, this document goes on to provide a wonderful and informative history regarding the evolution of comic books and the vernacular used in association, including the following interesting passage. The word cartoon comes from the French cartoon and the Italian cartoon, from the Latin charts, meaning paper. Now, the word caricature means to charge, to overload, to exaggerate, and the invention of a mock portrait is attributed to Annabelle Carracci, who from 1960 to 1609, who was the master of classical painting and founder of an academy. Now, the two comic books included in this document are The Minuteman Answers the Call and Picture Stories from the Bible, The Story of Ruth. Now, the former is a promotion to buy war bonds. It was written by M.C. Gaines. That's an important name. The author of this booklet. and illustrated by famed artist Sheldon Moldoff, who was uncredited. Now, Gaines, ready for this? He's considered to be the father of the modern comic book. In 1933, he devised a saddle-stitched newsprint pamphlet, which was the precursor of the modern 4-color comic book. He went on to create, ready? Wait for it, EC Comics, which stood for Educational Comics Line. Now, upon his death in 1947, his son Max took over, taking it in the direction of horror and science fiction stories. Now, a CGC 6.5 copy of this incredibly rare document sold this past week for $2,880. Now, in comparison, a CGC 5.5 sold for under $1,500 back in December of 2024.
Wow.
Undervalued in my eyes, honestly. Absolutely
Crazy.
Undervalued. 1942. You know what I'm saying? And this describes the story of comics, and even a telling of cave drawings up to during that modern recent time, that time. And I think it's undervalued, man. I think it should go a lot more than that.
That's incredible. I mean, if I saw this in a seriously, if you saw this in an estate sale, you wouldn't think to even look at it.
Nope, not one bit.
Right? There's no picture on it. I mean, I'd flip through this. I mean,
Yeah, I'd probably pick up the book, see who it's written by, giggle, and then put it down. MC Gaines, dude. If I was a fitness influencer, I'd totally want to change my name to that.
MC Gaines.
Yeah, follow me, MC Gaines, for your fitness knowledge. But Chris,
I'm MC Gaines.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris actually wants to share something with you guys. So I'm gonna pull it up right now. Chris, take it away, man. You're on mute.
oh, play it. You're
The
muted.
Gotta hit the button.
There you
All
go.
right. So this is over on Abe Books, collection of rare books. But this seller has a couple inside things. You can see some of the cave art that they were talking about, right? The story of how we got to the point where we're telling pictures on the cave walls all the way to Superman and Wonder Woman, and then there are some comics inside, like this educational
Minuteman. I remember those.
I have like 8 jokes lined up for Minuteman, but anyway.
I know you did. not during the 1940s. I mean, I remember that comic, after that.
But yeah, so this is pretty interesting. Now, Lando, you said that you probably wouldn't pick it up. You guys all said that you wouldn't pick it up if you saw it in a estate sale. I would, because
I would too.
I grab books like this all the time. I can't tell you, like, one of the finds that I had recently was like the official congressional report for some major incident. And it was like in this kind of format, and I picked it up for like $1, and I flipped it really, really quickly for a good amount. These are the kinds of things that are those secret gems, the diamonds in the rough. And if you're lucky enough to know what you're looking at, then you're going to buy it.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing, is I would not know what I'm looking at, and I would have totally passed on this, guys. That's just me being honest.
You know what? One thing, Chris is right. I also, if you're ever in the wild and you come across a pamphlet book, something similar to this, anything military related that goes back to 1940s or 50s, even in the Cold Era, they they fetch a pretty good penny for a lot of collectors, because there is a market out there for World War II era, pre-Cold War, Cold War era memorabilia. And so anytime you're out in the wild, like I said, in an antique store, out in the thrift store, even at garage sales, you run into something like that, especially if you see like a military aspect of it, pick it up, man. And you can definitely flip that.
For sure, man. But guys, narrative illustration, the story of the comics by EC from 1942 had a top sale for a CGC 6.5 at $2,880. Now, guys, we are crossing the halfway mark, so please do us all a good favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're catching the replay, comment below. Let us know. Have you made your way to the O for Abyss with us through the halfway mark? We're about to go the whole way as we take it away with number 6. Marty, what do we got up
Yeah.
next?
All right. Look at this. This is interesting right here. Here we go. Number 6 shaker, Onslaught, Marvel Universe #1. Check it out. 22 karat gold variant. Really? 22 karat gold variant. Marvel 1996. The long-buried dark side of Professor Charles Xavier merged with the worst tendencies of his friend and foe, Magneto. Onslaught was the biggest villain in the late 1990s Marvel Universe. Created at the start of Chris Claremont's X-Men run in 1977, Dark Xavier was eventually defeated and cast back into Charles' subconscious. Although it would show up here and there in various storylines, the Dark Being was unwittingly unleashed during the Fatal Attraction crossover when Xavier, reacting to Magneto's vicious attack on Wolverine, entered his former friend's mind, rendering the villain catatonic. 3 years later, in 1996, Onslaught officially arrived, claiming a new body in the one-shot Onslaught X-Men, kidnapping the original Xavier and capturing Nate Gray, all while fighting both the Avengers and the X-Men, marking the end of a Marvel era. Onslaught Marvel Universe had a tiny number of variants compared to modern crossovers. In addition to the direct version, the publisher only released this 2,000 count run of 22K gold embossed copies. Each included a COA and was numbered with a gold Onslaught seal. Currently, this book sells an average of $150. Raw and graded sales have been scarce in the last few years, but on May 9, a rare 9.8 graded copy of this book sold for $900, marking a new high. Huh.
Yeah, this is neat, man.
This is interesting, man. Wow.
You're kidding me, man. Come on. So now we're going to a comic that there was only 2,000 of, and it's 22 karat gold.
But it's
Nice list
karat
price.
gold.
Nice list cover price.
It's 22 karat gold leaf. Okay. It's
Yeah, yeah.
like the stuff that they put on cupcakes and tell you that it's a gold cupcake and you eat it and then you regret it.
We all expect to be tagged on social media posts from Dan SPL as to these 2 shakers that he has in this show.
I'd like to know which ones, man.
Yeah, so it's coated with that 22 karat gold, limited print run to 2,000, came bagged with a certificate of authentication. Yeah, this is true 90s, right?
True 90s, limited to 2,000. And you know what? I'm looking at the rest of the list. This was your best chance to get one. To get on here. You had that cover A, and you had this one that has 2,000. Everything else is about to get really interesting.
Yeah. I still think people have a chance. Although I want to take everybody to the O for Abyss. You're still on.
It's too late. Because I think there's already 2 out of 6 already, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dan.
Yeah,
but we want proof of life.
Yeah, exactly. Tag us.
Very good. Very good.
Tag us. But guys, Onslaught Marvel Universe #1, 22 karat gold variant by Marvel from 1996 had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $900. Chris, what do we have next?
Next, we have one of my favorite Iron Man covers. I love the way this looks. It's so awesome. Tony Stark Iron Man #7, the Kotoyama Barney's New York Ginza Japan United Edition Marvel 2019. I owe myself a piece of candy for getting through that. Tony Stark, Iron Man #7, all that variant. The Kotoyama Barney's New York Ginza United Edition is an exceptionally rare comic variant released exclusively at Barney's New York's Ginza flagship store during a 2019 promotional campaign tied to Avengers Endgame from April 27th to May 6th, 2019. Customers who spent over 5,400 yen, which is about $50 US, and about 85 Canadian, Lando, just for you, on Marvel-themed designer goods received this variant as a limited giveaway available only while supplies lasted. The Ginza store also featured a unique Become Iron Man immersive experience alongside other Marvel-branded exclusives. Unlike other Barney's locations involved in the campaign, this comic was distributed only at the Ginza store, contributing to its extreme scarcity. The cover by Kotoyama, renowned for Dagashi, Kashi, and Call of the Night, adds major collector appeal, especially in Japan's manga-driven market. His name commands a premium, and this Marvel cover crossover likely flew under the radar or remains in private collections. Only 2 copies have surfaced in the U.S. aftermarket. A CGC 9.6 sold quietly for $250 in 2023, and a raw 9.0, so a raw VF plus and NM minus, recently fetched $2,550. The release echoes the Uniqlo and Jason Polon Marvel promotion, both limited retail campaigns tied to fashion purchases and featuring respected local artists. These niche brand collector crossovers continue to prove themselves as sleeper hits worth watching. Note, CGC notes this as a Stan Lee tribute. While the variant cover itself is not officially part of Marvel's Stan Lee tribute line, the interior of the issue does include the same tribute pages that appeared across all of Marvel's lineup that month, following Stan Lee's passing on November 12th of 2018. Okay, listen. We need a new GIF of applause because I think I did it.
Wait, but before you break your arm, patting yourself on the back, I was literally on the verge of giving you a standing ovation, and then the ghost of Tim had the hair raised on the back of my neck when you said manga instead of manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The read was
manga,
spectacular, my friend. The read was spectacular.
Okay, manga and manga are that's an acceptable pronunciation. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I have to agree with Chris on this one. You know, I think he did a spectacular job. I think, yeah.
This is the GIF argument, okay?
Yeah.
Guys,
that's a complicated read. It's a rare book. I really like the way the art is presented here. I got no complaints, no notes. Good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this book, but it's a beautiful cover, and I love white covers and use of negative space. So, well done.
I absolutely hate white covers.
Love it, man. Yeah. Oh, we have another one on the board tonight. We want proof of life. You got to post it and tag us. You got to tag us on Instagram. Okay,
cover A.
Yeah, I want to see that. But yeah, this is wicked, man. I've never even seen this cover. Had no idea it was in existence. And as you could see, man, it's one of those that was very scarce, limited, and tied to this Barney's in New York. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. I like seeing such books. The Run Your Mint sale is very impressive as well. Wait, with that, guys, Tony Stark.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
This was only available in a store in New York as a promotion.
Correct.
Cover price. You're killing me.
Yeah, we've done like every type of book, like whether it be a ratio, whether it be
can we get one even more limited? I need it even more limited. Go ahead, give me the next read. What do we got?
Yeah, let's get to the next one. So with this one, Tony Stark, Iron Man 7, Kotoyama, Barney's New York Ginza Japan United Edition by Marvel from 2019 had a top sale for raw near mint $2,550, which is absolute madness. JB wants a rare one. Let's talk about this.
All right. You want to see rare? Wait till you hear this read. Coming in at Shaker number 8. We Can Never Go Home, issue number 1. The Alexis, I'm going to go with Zirit, San Diego Comic-Con 2015 variant, limited to 50 copies. Originally published in 2015. This is crazy. Now, Matthew Rosenberg has built a reputation as one of the coolest and most genuine voices in comics, and his rare indie work is quickly becoming essential collector material. One standout is the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive of We Can Never Go Home from Black Mask Studios, limited to just 50 copies, but only 35 of those copies actually made it to the con. Now, back then, Rosenberg sat humbly at booth 1807 as most attendees walked by unaware. There was a turn for the better, though, as onlookers began to take notice, with one dealer snatching up around 12 copies for $20 a pop. It turns out that this book was not only hot, but also possibly the best book at the entire convention. Word spread quickly, and the book became a hit, selling for as much as $500 raw in the aftermarket and a high of $800 in a CGC 9.8. However, this record was recently broken as a new all-time high CGC 9.8 went for $1,000. Now, this renewed interest comes at the perfect time. In a recent cover price interview, Rosenberg revealed that We Can Never Go Home is being edited right now and is coming out amazing. Matthew also mentioned other developments in the work, such as What's the Furthest Place from Here and reacquiring the rights to We Can Never Go Home.
Wow.
While we couldn't say much about we're taking everyone down with us, he teased very cool conversations. It's also worth noting that a 2011 Arden published version of We Can Never Go Home exists out there as well. Now, Rosenberg has clarified that this is a different book entirely, with different art and story, not to be confused with the Black Mask variant, now considered one of the top modern indie grails. Yet, because it is an earlier, more limited and alternate version of Black Masks, it will surely turn into a must-have grail for collectors and one to watch. What do you think of that?
That's wicked, man. Very impressive. I like this.
I want to look at this cover in person with a pair of blue-red 3D glasses.
Yeah. You think you're going to get the 3D effect on that?
I don't know. Is it 3D? It looks kind of 3D, doesn't it?
It does. Definitely looks 3D.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a wicked cover, guys. I gotta say, like, limited to 50. Look how scarce that is. It's funny because
So out of this is a 1 in 50 where only 35 made it to the con, and 12 of those 35 were bought by one person at $20 a pop.
My God, it's easy money that person sat on or could have possibly made or already made or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, it's a neat cover. Black Mask, dude. You guys are familiar with Black Mask Studios, right? Like they published. You guys remember that book Black? That was getting a lot of attention. Then they came out with the actual another book called White. But yeah, this is really cool. I know people feel a certain way when it comes to con exclusives and so forth, but this clearly standing the test of time. We're 10 years after its release, right? And look how it's doing, guys. But We Can Never Go Home, number 1, because you're in the for Abyss. That's why you can't go home. Alexis Zirit, San Diego Comic-Con 2015 variant that was limited to 50. Came out by Black Mask Studios in 2015. Had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $1,000. Marty, I love this book. Talk to me.
Yeah, nice. Wolverine number 310, 1 in 50, McGinnis variant, Marvel 2012. The Stephen Platt variant for Wolverine number 310 is a modern era grail variant at this point. The book has climbed into the stratosphere and has been mentioned countless times on various top 10 lists and even recently landed on our own weekly Shaker report last month. While the 1 in 200 sketch variant is the rarest of the two, the 1 in 100 color version has also proven to be extremely difficult to find. Both of these books command close to $1,000 or more for a raw copy and rarely pop up on eBay. But enough about these two. Let's move on to the book we are focusing on today. That book happens to be the forgotten variant of the bunch, the 1 in 50 variant by Ed McGuinness. This excellent variant has slowly climbed in price over the years and has become a $100 raw book on its own. This book was fairly easy to find online 7 to 8 years ago, but now there is usually only a copy or two listed, if that. This past week, this variant set a new all-time high when a raw near mint listed copy sold for $160. This new price is $34 higher than the previous high, set back in 2022. Here we go.
Yeah. I love this.
I've never seen this book before.
Really?
I've never seen this book before. No, 1 in 50. I'm kind of surprised that maybe someone didn't in the chat have this one.
This is, yeah, I mean, 2012. I mean, this is, pre crazy variant era, but yeah, I would figure someone would definitely have this too.
I'm trying to remember what cover this is an homage to.
It's
an X-Men, or it's an X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the 80s X-Men books.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really cool.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 207. Yeah, okay, there you go.
Look
Somebody
at that. Timothy Brandt coming strong with the knowledge.
There you go.
Yeah, so I always liked that cover of X-Men, although I don't have it. I don't think. I have to check. But this Ed McGuinness variant, I really like the way it looks. Although I wish he did the 5 claw tear down the cover instead of the 3, because of the difference between Sabretooth and Wolverine.
I love how you managed to pinpoint the most amazingly random things on covers, but it makes sense, man.
And it should be 5. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I do have this. I actually have this in direct and newsstand. Not this one. I have the original. It's in homage to. But yeah, 207. But yeah, this is even the background is very similar. The colors on Sabretooth, the classic costume. There's not a lot here that I don't like. The only complaint is the 3 claws instead of 5.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think this paired up with an X-Men 207 would look amazing together, especially if you got Wolverine and Sabretooth side by side doing that would look badass. But all that to say, Wolverine issue 310, the Ed McGuinness variant, which was a 1 in 50 ratio by Marvel back in 2012, had a top sale for a raw near mint at $169. Now, guys, we're about to take you all 100% into the Over Abyss, but hang tight, because we are going to run through the daily shakers over on the website right after this. So, Chris, let's take everybody right now to the Over Abyss.
That's right. Now, I guess technically you have a chance to make this your entry on the Over Abyss, because it is only a 1 in 20 variant. But, I mean, this is 2009. Not a lot of people were buying X-Force books, and this is a spin-off of X-Force. So we have X Necrotia #1, the Clayton Crane Lost Boys homage 1 in 20 variant by Marvel in 2009. The 1987 film The Lost Boys has made an enduring mark on popular culture, especially within the vampire genre. It is renowned for its distinctive portrayal of vampires, exploration of teenage themes, and significant influence on the vampire depictions in other media. Lost Boys also holds a special place in the hearts for comic book collectors. We covered an homage to the Lost Boys poster with Atlantis Fantasy World comic shop reprint of February of 2025. Now that served as an inspiration for the Brothers store from the film, and the Bottleneck Gallery ISH reprint of in September 24. Now, while this is an X-Force comic book, its cover is clearly an homage to the Lost Boys movie poster. It's also a poster that's inspired the A cover of the Lost Boys comic book adaptation, which was on our list in last October. We covered the Joel Jones variant of Lost Boys #1 in February of this year. Given all these awesome comics, it's not hard to see why collectors would scoop up a 1 in 20 ratio that references a much loved and cult classic like the Lost Boys. Recently, a CGC 9.8 sold for $250.
Damn.
Wow.
The,
Yep.
the chat looks like there's a few people in the chat that actually had this book, which is absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah. This book
And-
actually saved somebody from going into the Ultra Abyss, which kind of
Right?
pisses me off because I want to
And-
take everybody with me there. But yeah, Timothy got saved, as you can see, just with this book.
Mike Baker also mentioned that the homage to Underworld is still
Yes.
Amen.
the
Yeah.
best. Yes, dude, I used to love
Well,
Underworld.
also,
man.
yes, Gary Brown is actually right. Crane did vampire movie variant for the X-Force 21 to 25 and 2010 too.
Yeah.
So love me some Crane, man. He does amazing work.
If you had a book in tonight's show, please post it on social media and tag Cover Price and us.
Yeah, please do so. But yeah, no, I love this, man. I love the homage to the Lost Boys. Clayton Crane did an amazing job with this one. You got to give it to him. But I do agree. Michael Baker, it's funny he brings that up because we spoke about that particular book, the homage to Underworld, over on the show on Sunday on my channel. And it wasn't the Sunday that passed. It was one of the Sundays. But yeah, I love that cover so much, man. And this one too. I think this one's great. So shout out Clayton Crane. X Necrotia, #1, the Clayton Crane Lost Boys homage, 1 in 20 ratio by Marvel from 2009, had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $250. Now, guys, I hope you are very comfortable in the Ultra Abyss. You know, we're all here together. Don't worry, I'm in the Ultra Abyss as well with most of you. So maybe we get a chance to get slightly out of the Ultra Abyss by checking out what's happening on the Daily Shakers, and Chris is going to take us there, but not without an awesome intro first. Let's kick it.
Yeah. Oh, gone. Yeah. Comic Shaker dropping knowledge. This the real report. Panels flipping brainwaves, selling off the court. eBay bids climbing while it's picking torch. Graphic gods rising, values they escort. Bags and boards, the double knight armor. Golden age relics, sellers getting cover. Watchmen, clocks ticking, raw great charmer. Comics flipping lives like an alchemist farmer. Spawn creeping shadows, horrorcore delight. Rob Liefeld pouches, sweeping through the night. Bid wars wilder than Deadpool in a fight. Collectors burn fortune, pages igniting sight. First appearance crazy, Hulk in full rage. Auction hammer slamming price, wars engage. Holographic cover shining like a mage. Collector stacking comics, stacking up a stage. Bags and boards, the double knight armor. Golden age relics, sellers getting comer. Watchmen, clocks ticking, raw graded charmer. Comics flipping lives like an alchemist farmer. Dark Knight hunting, vigilante cape degree. Venom's black resin, sticky symphony. Comics on eBay breaking economies. Panel shaking hands, history's decree.
Take that, MC Gaines. Take that.
Come on.
I love it.
All
Come
right.
on.
Sick, man. That was that had me in the background. I was like, this man. I was just like kind of rocking with it, you know?
Yeah, man. It's not so bad. Not so bad. But
Yeah.
all right, Chris, take us through the Daily Shakers.
All right. Now, before we go to the Daily Shakers, just because it is a warm fuzzy in my own heart and an important topic for me, I want to talk about this comic for kids promotion that Cover Price is doing right now. You can donate. You can share your donation. You can do it anonymously if you want. But Comic Books for Kids is a organization and essentially a charity that brings comics to kids who are in hospitals and cancer centers all across the U.S. and Canada. If you know somebody who has suffered from cancer, you know how, or if you've been through cancer yourself, you know how devastating that is to not only you but your family, and how when you're laying in the hospital bed or going through chemo, you are begging for any kind of distraction, and comics can be that distraction. So that's the purpose of comics for Comic Books for Kids. Cover Price is supporting the cause, and if you donate, you can be put into a giveaway. Now, no raffles, sweepstakes, or giveaways promotions are offered in exchange for donation. That's the lawyer stuff. This is a GoFundMe. Your donation is tax deductible, and if you give, then you have a chance to win one of 6 9.8 Superman special edition comics that are available right now. Sorry, there are 7. 6 of them are Superman. 1 of them is Ninja Turtles. But these are all exclusive variant covers. So, okay, there's my plug. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to see what is shaking tonight.
Let's go. This is my favorite part, guys. I love seeing these books.
So here we got our Daily Shakers list. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so we can see a little bit clear. We have some of the usual suspects up at the top row. So let's go down a little bit. And see.
I'm sorry, does my vaping offend you, C. Chavez? Hold on a second. Let me do that again.
This guy.
How's that? Is that twice as offending?
Here we go. Check this out. We got a Marvel premiere featuring Iron Fist. Is this the
First appearance? That's
first appearance of Iron Fist? Right? Yeah,
absolutely. First appearance.
I'm lucky enough to have this. Not in a 9.8. Mine's probably an 8.0. But I am lucky enough to have that right there. So it's cool to see that. And I think the reason why this is popping is there's a certain expectation that we're going to start seeing Iron Fist on some Disney Plus shows.
That Superman. That Superman cover is sick, dude. I love it.
What year is that Superman from? I can't tell.
This is 1943.
Jeez,
43.
Beautiful.
That's dope. It's issue freaking number 24.
Yeah.
Come
Jesus. Nice, man.
I love this cover. And that's coming from a Canadian, guys.
Well, we all know you really want to be at the 51st state, so no surprise.
Oh, geez, here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. First appearance of Casper, 1949. This book is a low grade, pulling in $2,000, which is pretty.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
the first appearance of Casper.
Yep. What is it? Is this so Grendel #1? Is this first appearance of Grendel? Is that what that is?
I believe so.
Okay, let's take a look real fast. I mean, Grendel's not a character that I know much about.
Oh,
Second appearance
of Grendel. I do have a few early, not this series, some of the later series, but this is definitely some of the harder ones to find.
So if Grendel #1 is the second appearance, then what's the first appearance?
Probably some Comico preview magazine. No idea. Journey in the Mystery number 85.
$2.99, the real first appearance of Venom.
Yes.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Did I say that out
you,
loud? Holy shit.
Damn. I'm so proud right now.
You can at JB on Instagram. Yeah. This Dave Stevens cover wouldn't be a Shaker
Wow.
night without Dave.
I love me some Dave
Look
Stevens.
at that.
Yep. There's a nice peach on there.
Peach.
Yeah. You
Peach.
see the peach. Don't lie.
How the House of Secrets is
Oh.
interesting there.
I thought you talking about
Say
Peach.
Peach.
Talking about
Did you say?
Bubblegum, man.
Did you see?
Oh,
the peach?
Legend of
Is that what you
Zelda.
Yeah.
said?
Tim would love the Legend of Zelda.
There are a couple different variants of this. Got to get through it. Okay.
Get through it. We can do it.
Check this out. Here we
Oh
have
my god!
Wolverine from 1975, famous poster.
Nice.
Really cool.
Beautiful cover, man.
That's got to be a
Beautiful.
magazine, though, right? That's not a
Yeah.
comic. That's a
It's a
magazine.
magazine, but I mean it's a comic in magazine format. Metamorpho. This is Brave and the Bold. I think this is the first appearance of Metamorpho. If it is, then this has to be because of the Superman trailer that revealed that Metamorpho is in the movie, right?
What'd you guys think of the trailer? I loved it. I loved every second of it.
I
I
really,
agree. I liked it. I like the fact that there was an interview, the way that they did the trailer with the interview, and he's actually getting upset. You know, I wish, I always thought he'd be like, "What the hell's wrong with you people, man? I'm saving you. What is wrong with you?" So I dig that.
Yeah, no, it was great, man.
I'm not sure how much I like Lex Luthor.
Ooh, not sure about Luther, huh?
Yeah. I'm not sure about this actor. I mean, I'm open to being pleasantly surprised. How about that?
Guys, we're in for a good time in July, man. We have that Fantastic Four. We're eating good, guys. We're eating good, and of course, everybody's anticipating
What's up with
Jurassic
the Luke
Park.
Skywalker movie variant? I think I have that book.
Dude, I keep seeing this book pop, man.
I think I have that.
Which one? That Skywalker one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Luke Skywalker movie variant. This is the premier issue, the first series of Star Wars after Marvel reacquired it from Dark Horse. That's a weird key.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a ton of that book.
Yeah, I've got this one here.
Everybody has
I have
that
that one.
I think I have this.
Was this like a ratio or something? I don't know.
No, not to my knowledge.
It was just it was just a movie variant. I mean, because what they would do when they used to come out with these variants, you'd have like the A cover, then you have a variant, and then you'll have like the toy, you know, like the toy version cover, and then the movie cover, and then a few other variants. So it's just one of those multiple variants.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at the CGC 9.6 sold for $750. And when we look at the market information, most common slabbed is a 9.8, which averages for $50.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. I want to know the dynamics of the sale. I want to look at the data.
Go up to that variant, the one by go up some more. Go up some more.
Oh, damn.
Right
There's
there.
a ton of
That one right there. The Boba Fett one.
That's
Yeah, well,
nice.
there's 3 of them here.
No, that one right there in the middle.
Okay.
That one right there.
Forbidden
What's that one
Planet.
going for?
Addy Grant.
I like this one right here. This is my favorite.
That's a nice one. That's more like a Mythos cover right there.
So, sorry, go up. Was it supposed to be like a Tales of Suspense homage or
Which one? This one?
that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. That looks like a
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, banner, the way they did the banner like that. Yeah, I agree.
I like that.
I saw something down here that I got kind of excited by. Where's it? Oh, here it is.
Oh, you did you add it? Is it in there?
I have the harder to find free sample.
Oh my god.
Look at that. Look at that raw sale.
Holy crap.
I paid $65 for mine. It's at the grader right now. It'll probably come back as a 1.5, but I don't care.
Yeah.
This is it's an incredible book.
I wish I had one because Montreal Comic Con is taking place this summer, and Charles Martinet's going to be there, the voice of Super Mario for all the last couple of years, right? And I'd love to get that book signed. I'd love to get that one right there.
All right, so I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up tonight, just because of what time it is, and I have to be an adult tomorrow. So
Adulting sucks, man. It really does,
Yeah.
but we got to do that. But guys, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. And of course, shout out to the guys. We have a full house tonight, had a full house tonight. Always great times, always great times. So before we say goodbye, let's go round the horn. We'll go in order, just like we did the reads. Chris, take it away.
you guys can find me on Instagram at Dr. Yo-Yo. And if you click on my bio, there's a link tree that takes you to my eBay store, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, I think. I don't know. Bunch of different stuff. But by all means, hit me up and engage. If you buy something from me, let me know you're coming from the show, and I'll throw in a free book for you. Right now, I think I got like 30% off almost my entire inventory. So,
Wow.
And I know we're not. I'm trying to limit the self promotion here, but I have like 30 long boxes of back issues that I'm just not going to get time to process. So I am boxing these up at $40 shipped for 50 bucks. So by all means, please hit me up on that, and maybe I'll give you more than 50 bucks if you tell me you're coming from the Cover Price show.
Cool. That's amazing, man.
Sweet.
Nice, man. Good deal, dude. Absolutely
Good
great deal.
Yeah. JB.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. I love the crowd we get in the live chat. I think it's the best live chat on YouTube. And go ahead and mark that on your bingo card. You know, I want to keep it short. As always, don't forget, everybody. Don't forget, we had a good time tonight.
Damn right. I love when you say that. You know that? Like, it's one of the best sign-offs ever. It really is, man. Marty.
I'm thinking like, buy my crap, and JB is like, have a good time.
Yeah.
Right? We see where this is going, right?
Yeah, and now Marty's going to talk about boobs. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've got to, you know. Hey, had a great time as always. Great, wonderful chats out there too. You guys are hilarious. You guys are funny. I love interacting with you guys. Have a great time. We're out here having a good time, enjoying ourselves, and you guys actually make it fun for us. Great panel as always. It was a really great treat having JB back. I mean, this is awesome. This is within the past couple of weeks, you know. So
Yeah.
we got JB back for good. Awesome. May the comic gods.
You may as well just stay here permanently, man. JB.
Right. That's what I
Anytime you
say,
need an
man.
extra talking head, anybody out there, I mentioned it. All those other content creators out there, you ever need an extra talking head, you know.
You heard him.
Yeah, so
I'll take you up on that. I would love to have you on a Sunday
Yeah.
show, man. That would be good times.
I'm down.
Speaking of, before Marty, I let you sign us off the proper way. I want to let everybody know I got my YouTube channel. You can check it out, Black Round Comics, every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, bringing you FOC, market report, and the hot topics of everything taking place in the week. I'm at episode 91 this Sunday, but episode 100 is going to be stacked with giveaways. It's just a hangout show, a thank you to everybody who's part of that. So go check it out. Come hang out. Episode 100 is going to be a massive one. So I want everybody to have a chance to win. That's why I'm plugging this. I haven't spoken about my show once on this show, plugging. So I just want to give you guys the opportunity. So putting that out there. Marty, take us home.
Yeah, I have no show. I have no eBay. I have no friends except for you guys, and I have no life. But nevertheless, I enjoy it. No.
Yeah, right, man.
Right. No, but guys, have fun as always. May the comic gods and the spirit of our friend TiVo continue to bless your long boxes. Excelsior.
Amen, man. Have yourselves a great rest of the weekend, guys. See ya.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.